we have some people who are ready to share. Zach's honor, here it is.
I have a connection to the war between bosses and workers because ladies just kept on going on strikes, and then the bosses just kept on hiring more girls.
And it happened in that book too, didn't it? So we know that that's true, that they do that. All right, would you pass it to somebody else? Raise their hand up. Thanks, because Cassie hasn't had a turn yet.
In our group, we're reading a book, and it said children have 30-minute lunches too.
So you're making the connection that you've also read that in your guided reading book? All right. Pass it to somebody else.
Alicia.
I have one from the battle box.
The ballot box.
Yeah, the box. Because they all went to the voting place, and it kind of made a connection together. And I also have one for the bobbin girl.
Can I clarify that for just a second? So, tell me if I'm hearing what you're saying is correct. Yeah. You're saying that in the ballot box, all the women were trying to work together to fight for equal voting rights, and in this story, they're all working together to fight for what?
To get what they need for, like, to get paid more and get what they need.
So better labor laws, right?
Yeah.
They want to be able to have same rights, don't they? Okay, and you had another one. Thank you. I thought that's what you meant, but I wanted to clarify.
And I got one in the bobbin girl, because in there, like, they're working with sewing machines, like sewing things, and so they in the same like in the bobbin girl.
You're exactly right.
I have a connection to the bobbin girl too, because they lock the doors in the triangle thing, and they nail the windows in the thing in the bobbin girl. So that's kind of like connection, because they probably lock the doors too, and they're maybe like if somebody forgets something there when they get off of work, they can't go back in there. They would have to wait till the next day, because maybe they would lock the doors or had an alarm or something in there.
Now, let's think of safety reasons here. Why, when they say that they lock the doors and they lock the windows, what could be the safety problem that could cause?
So that nobody could steal.
No one could steal, you're right. But I'm thinking of the safety of the people who are inside that room. They're locked in there.
The workers.
Yeah. What about their safety? Is that safe? Would you want to be locked in a room?
No.
Get out the door or the windows? No. Okay. Pass it over to Lauren. She has an idea that she'd like to add to that.
What if there was a fire?
What if there's a fire? What would happen, do you think?
They would all burn to death, or somehow they're going to get out.
They would have to break the wood.
They would have to like throw something at them.
Hammer.
But what was she was also talking about the Triangle Trade Factory. She said, I'd never want to go back and work there again. She talked about that because of the locked doors and windows, but what other reasons was she saying?
Because you would work on the 9th or 10th level.
Okay, so if all the doors and windows are locked.
Yeah, you couldn't jump out the window because you would die anyway.
But it's less painful than burning to death.
True.
It's less painful.
Well,
No, it's not
You
really.
would still probably die.
I know.
It
wouldn't be good, would it?
But wouldn't there be like those ladder things, like escape?
So it's a safe. Would you agree that it's a safety issue?
No.
Yeah.
To have all the doors and windows locked while they're in there? Yeah. All right. Kristen, another connection that you have.
Number 7.
To number 7. All right.
That could be the triangle square factory.
Yep, and we had that. That's the shirtwaist factory that we were, the Triangle Trade one. You're right. We've got that inferred. Would you pass it to somebody else who has their hand up?
I have a connection to the bobbin girl because 2 people get injured in the bobbin girl and 2 people get injured in this book.
So we've really been talking about working conditions, haven't we? Are the working conditions good? Any better in Hear My Sorrow than in any of the other books that we read?
No.
No. The working conditions are not good at all, are they? All right, pass it on.
I have a connection to the bobbin girl because
because in Hear My Style, they're like standing up for their rights, and they're saying we should like stand up to get like better stuff. And then in the Bobbin Girl, they're standing up to get like better rights and stuff.
Exactly. So they're really talking about unions and joining together to fight for this together, and that's the only way. Because if one person stands up, does that usually make a difference?
No.
Let's think about to another unit that we've studied. If only Langston Hughes made his great poetry and stood up for African Americans, do you think anything would have changed?
No.
If only Rosa Parks was the only person who said, I'm not giving up my seat, do you think anything would have changed?
No.
Do you think if Martin Luther King Jr. stood and gave his speeches by himself, that anything would have changed?
No.
No. It's when they stand together that change is made, right?
Like when he did I Have a Dream speech when he had like 3,000 people.
Yeah.
That made a big difference.
Black
Made a
and
big
white.
difference when
Black
they all
and
stood
white.
in black
Not
and white
prejudice
came
white
to that.
people.
You're right. So, when we can see that we bring lots of people together, as Isis just said, black and white, no matter what color, what race, no matter if they're a boy or a girl or a man or a woman, and when we bring all people together, that's when we see change happen, doesn't it? Yeah.
And
Okay.
also,
Would you pass that back to Peyton? Thank you, Secretary.
4 people actually have gotten hurt in there because Angela's mom and dad.
Yeah, you're right. So there have been lots of injured people in factories and jobs here.
Actually 5.
And as we read, you're going to find out that that's going to be a common theme throughout these factory conditions. Okay, 2 more. Zach and Isis, and then we'll read a little bit more.
like the working conditions, there'd also be no fresh air for you. So just be breathing in dirty air.
Right, and so what does that connect to? What book do we read about that a lot?
The Bobbin Girl.
And
Right.
boxes.
All that lint that we, remember that lint that I brought in to show you? You're right. So that's, if we've got that door closed, then you're right. The windows are closed. That's what
There'd be
you're
no
bringing in.
fresh air.
Oh, yeah.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
All right, Isis.
I have one for number 7.
Oh, it's Isis' turn. Thank you. Yes, go ahead.
That could be triangle square. Or the
And you talked about
triangle
right near
thing.
Park too. Did you hear?
Yeah.
That's what you're thinking of. It's the Washington Square Park.
Yeah.
So you're right. There was a clue from the author. It's near Washington Square Park.
And it said
New
that
York
it
City.
had 10 stories, and it looks like it has quite a few on there, so
Right, so I'm
it
going
could
to add
be
10 stories as an author's clue to that.
I will count you.
All right. So we added that to there. I think that's a good thing to add. Let's read a little bit more, and then we'll share some more connections. One more read for today, all right? Thank you, ma'am. Sunday, October 31st.